Hey, Coach, could you give us an update on James Harden and PJ Tucker?
They were both in practice today and participated and were very good. It's good to have them there. Good to have their spirit here. It's good to have their veteran savvy, their smarts, their ability, so many different things that it was good to have. But yeah, they were both here and they were apart.
Cody Davis.
Hey, Coach. After what you saw this weekend, can you talk about what you envision with Christian Woods being implemented into this offense? And do you see the starting five, including both Christian Woods and DeMarcus Cousins?
I'm not really sure what the starting lineup looks like right now, but I do have to be conscious of Cousins' minutes. I can't get him like in the 30s. Doesn't make sense for him for his long-term, our long-term goals. So I will be conscious of that. But as far as Christian Wood, I think he'll fit right in. The way that we played over these last two games where our fives were able to shoot threes and make threes or roll to the rim and draw some help. That's what he does, and that's what he's very good at. So he'll fit right in.
Jonathan Fagan.
Did you have a chance to sort of meet with and speak with James? And do you have a feeling for where he is in terms of his commitment to being part of this team?
I did. We had a good conversation, and I'm just going to leave it at that. You can ask him about his commitment and all that sort of thing. But we had a good conversation. He was locked in. He was asking good questions. He's bringing up good points. We had a good discussion. So that's it.
Thank you.
Tim McMahon.
Hi, Stephen. With James, was he a full participant, or are you guys kind of ramping him up after obviously he's missed time?
Well, kind of both, because coming off 2 games in 3 days, we really weren't able to do too much with the group. So it kind of ends up that we're ramping him up just because of the circumstance. But he'll play tomorrow, and we'll figure out the minutes tomorrow.
Adam Spelling.
Stephen, did Christian Wood return to practice today?
No, he did not. He did some things, but his elbow is still sore, so he couldn't do the whole practice. But he did participate in a little bit of it.
Will he be able to play tomorrow or Thursday?
I'm not sure.
Randy McElroy.
Hey, Coach. Another follow-up on the Harden, based on y'all's discussion. Do you sense he wants to remain in Houston? There's reports out that he still is interested in going elsewhere. And second part to that is, how much of a distraction with the opening of the season just around the corner has this been, and do you expect it to continue?
We'll need you to unmute the mic in there, Tracy. The mic muted.
I'm sorry. We got muted. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Follow up to James Harden and the discussion you had. Do you sense that he wants to be a Rocket? And I guess the second part to that is, how much of a distraction has this been, and with the season just around the corner and the uncertainty of kind of where his mindset is?
Well, we talked basketball. I'm a basketball coach, and he's a basketball player, and we talked hoop today. So as far as his commitment to what we're doing basketball-wise, he was right there. As far as the rumors and all the other stuff, I can't speak to. Again, that's another question that you'll have to have for him. As far as a distraction, really hasn't been that much of a distraction. I mean, it's been something that the media has been talking about quite a bit, and I've had to answer a lot of questions about. But as far as our growth and our kind of pushing forward this season, we've kind of been right on pace, and now adding him and PJ to the mix just makes it better. So I see it as a positive.
Ryan Barefield.
Coach, can you talk about the toughness and the swagger that the team will have this year, you know, including John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, and PJ Tucker? Those are three people who, you know, once they're on the court, they're not going to be one of the ones who allow the Rockets to just get pushed around.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reputation that those guys have. They've shown it so far since they've been here. And to win big and to win in the playoffs, you have to have a level of physicality that those guys bring and a level of grit that they have. So, yeah, they're a big part of our identity and who we're going to be, especially on the defensive end. Last night, I wasn't necessarily happy with the fact that they got 26 26 second chance points. So we watched the film today and kind of went through that and talked about using our physicality and hitting and boxing out so we can get to our strengths, which is the offensive end.
Cody Davis.
Hey, Coach, can you provide us with an update on Eric Gordon and how much did he participate in practice today?
Yeah, he was a full participant. He was fine last night. He just was a little tight, but he's good. He was full participant. No issues with him.
Jonathan Fagan.
In the practice that you had, were you able to do enough to get a sense of how far behind James and PJ might be to implementing some of the things that you guys have been working on last week?
Yeah, they're not far behind at all. I mean, they're both so smart, and they both pick things up very, very quickly. And as I said before, when you're dealing with the great players, they get it before everybody else does. So all of the offense that we put in, all of the defensive coverages that we talked about and walked through, they were on, and it wasn't anything that was foreign to them, and it seemed like they picked it up pretty quickly. It's just like the play calls and that sort of thing is going to be the learning curve for them. But the actual actions, you know, they were doing things that we haven't seen since we've started, and just because of the reads and their veteran savvy.
Thank you.
We'll take two more. Ali Bajani.
Steven, in regards to last night and your rotation with your bigs, and you have Christian and you have DeMarcus, but what have you seen from Bruno, especially for over the last two preseason games? And is he somebody who can find his way into rotation minutes?
Yeah, it's possible. You know, when Christian comes back, it'll be a little bit harder, but he did a good job in the two games that he played, especially in the first game, picking and popping, taking advantage of his shooting ability, screening when it's necessary, playing good defense with his length and his activity. So he was encouraging because I hadn't really known too much about Bruno before I came here. So he was kind of a question mark in my mind. And to see all the gifts that he has is exciting to me.
And last question, Ben DeVos.
Is there an update on Sterling Brown as far as his timetable moving forward?
Yeah, Sterling was in practice today too, so it was a great day. He has been working here doing individual workouts and seems to be picking things up pretty quickly, pretty easily, and he'll be thrust into the fire tomorrow night as well, and we'll get a chance to see where he fits in.
Thank you, Coach.
No problem.